Hello students, welcome to Sri Vardhaman Vidyalaya online education. Today we will see the part 5 of a chapter 3 metals and non-metals. In this chapter we will discuss about the metal reacts with a solution of other metal salt. So first we will see the activity. How do metal reacts with solution of other metal salt? Activity 3.1.2. Take a clean wire of copper and an iron nail. Put the copper wire in a solution of iron sulfate and iron nail in the solution of copper sulfate taken in the test tube that is given in the figure 3.4. So this is the figure. So in this figure first we are taking a copper sulfate solution and we are dipping an iron nail in the test tube, and here we are taking a copper wire and we are dipping this copper wire inside an iron sulfate solution. Now record your observation after 20 minutes. In which test tube did you find that a reaction has occurred? On what basis can you say that a reaction has actually taken place? Can you correlate your observation from the activity 3.9, 3.10 and 3.11? So we have seen already the activity of an 3.9, 3.10 and 3.11. Write a balanced equation for the reaction that has taken place and name the type of the reaction. So in this activity, first we have taken a copper wire and this copper wire is dipped in an iron sulfate solution in the test tube, and we are taking in another test tube, and in that test tube iron nail is dipped in the copper sulfate solution. So you have to keep for 20 minutes and you have to check what reactions has occurred and what basis the reactions has been taken place and how to observe the correlations with another activity. So first, the reactive metals can displace less reactive metal from their compound in solution or molten form. So it is simple and easy if a metal A displaces the metal B from its solution and it is more reactive than B. So you have studied already this type of a reaction, that is a displacement reaction. So that is in a chapter 1. So here the metal A plus salt solution of B. So what happens? The salt solution of Na plus the metal B. So in this salt solution, the metal B will displaced by a metal A, and that will form a salt solution of Na and the metal B will be displaced. So this is the diagram. So if you have seen, that is in a test tube. First we have taken a copper sulfate solution, inside that iron nail will be dipped, and here in the second test tube we have taken an iron sulfate solution and copper wire will be dipped inside this test tube. So we can see the reaction. So the reactions of metal with the solution of other metal salt. So the reactions of metal with the solution of other metal salt is the displacement reaction. In this reactions, more reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from its salt. So the metal A plus salt of metal B gives the salt of metal A plus metal B. For example, the iron displaces the copper from the copper sulfate solution. Here Fe is in a metal A and a salt of metal B is in a copper sulfate, and here what happens, the Fe will displace the metal from an salt B. So what you will get? FeSO4 plus copper. So this will become a salt of metal A and metal B will be displaced. Okay. So Fe plus CuSO4 gives FeSO4 plus Cu. Similarly, aluminium and zinc displace the copper from the solution of copper sulfate. So aluminium, when reacts with a copper sulfate, what happens, it will displace, so you will get an aluminium sulfate plus copper. So the formula for the aluminium sulfate is Al2SO4 thrice. So here the zinc, when reacts with the copper sulfate, you will get zinc sulfate and copper. So in the above example, the iron, aluminium and zinc are more reactive than the copper. So that's why they displace copper from its salt solution. When the copper is dipped in the solution of silver nitrate, it displaces silver and form a copper nitrate. So when copper reacts with a silver nitrate, it will give a copper nitrate plus silver. So in this reaction, the copper is more reactive than the silver. So hence, the copper displaces the silver from the silver nitrate solution. So the silver metal does not react with a copper sulfate solution because the silver is less reactive than the copper and does not able to displace a copper from its salt solution. So silver when reacts with the copper sulfate, this silver is less reactive than the copper, so the no reactions will be take place. Similarly, when gold is dipped in the solution of copper nitrate, no reactions take place because the copper is more reactive than the gold. So Au plus copper sulfate. So since copper is more reactive than the gold, so what happens? The reactions will not take place. In a similar way, no reactions take place when the copper dipped in the solution of aluminum nitrate because the copper is less reactive than the aluminum. So aluminum nitrate when reacts with a copper, it will not give any reactions. Now we can see the reactivity series of the metal. So the order of the intensity or the reactivity of a metal is known as reactivity series. So the reactivity of the elements decrease on moving from top to bottom in the given reactivity series. In the reactivity series, copper, gold, silver are at the bottom and hence they are least reactive. This metal are known as a noble metal. Potassium is at the top of the series and hence they are most reactive. So the reactivity of some metals are given in the decreasing order, that is potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, ferrous, lead and copper. Now we can see the reactivity series of some common metal. Here when it will be moved from top to bottom, that is the reactivity will become decreases. So you can see that at topmost most reactivity is a potassium, then sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver and gold. So here the silver and gold is a most, that is a less reactivity series, and the most reactivity series is potassium, sodium and calcium, and the zinc, ferrous and lead, they are the middle reactivity. So when it will be moves from top to bottom, the reactivity will be decreases. So this is the reactivity of some common metal. Next we can see the chemical properties of a non-metal. So first we will see the reactions of non-metals with oxygen. Non-metals form respectively oxide when reacting with an oxygen. So the non-metal plus oxygen gives non-metallic oxide. So when carbon reacts with an oxygen, the carbon dioxide is formed along with the production of heat. So C plus O2 gives CO2 with an heat will be liberating out. So when the carbon is burnt in an insufficient supply of air, it forms a carbon monoxide, and the carbon monoxide is a toxic substance, and inhaling of a carbon monoxide may prove fatal. So this is a complete burning of a carbon dioxide. It will carbon with an oxygen, it will give a carbon dioxide. When the carbon will burn in insufficient supply of an air, that is oxygen, we will get a carbon monoxide, and this is a very toxic substance. So C plus O2 gives CO plus heat, and it will, when we inhale this carbon monoxide, it will make prove an fatal. So the sulfur gives sulfur dioxide when reacting with an oxygen. So the sulfur catches fire when exposed to air. So S plus O2 gives SO2. So the sulfur dioxide will be formed. When hydrogen reacts with an oxygen, it gives water. So H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. So to balance this one, we are writing 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. So non-metallic oxide. So non-metallic oxide are acidic in nature. So the solution of non-metallic oxide turns blue litmus paper red. So we have seen both metallic oxide as well as a non-metallic oxide in a previous video, that is what happens when non-metallic oxide gives an acidic in nature. So carbon dioxide gives carbonic acid when dissolved in water. So CO2 plus H2O gives H2CO3. This is the formula of a carbonic acid. Same thing, sulfur dioxide gives sulfonic acid when dissolved in water. So SO2 plus H2O gives H2SO3, that is sulfonic acid. This sulfur dioxide gives sulfuric acid when reacts with an oxygen. So again, the sulfur dioxide when reacts with an oxygen, it will give an sulfuric acid. So these are an acidic in nature. Okay. So when we'll test with a blue litmus paper, it will be turned into an red. So 2SO2 plus O2 gives 2SO3, that is an sulfur trioxide. This sulfur trioxide when dissolved in water, that is H2O, it will give an H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid. So this is a non-metallic oxide. It will give an acidic in nature. Next, second one, the reaction of non-metal with chlorine. So the non-metals gives respectively chloride when they reacts with a chlorine gas. So non-metals plus chlorine gives non-metal chloride. The hydrogen gives hydrogen chloride and phosphorus gives phosphorus trichloride when reacting with a chlorine. So H2 plus Cl2 gives 2HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, and P4 plus 6Cl2, it will give PCl3, that is 4PCl3 gives phosphorus trichloride. So when non-metals, like any non-metals, it will react with a chlorine, you will get a respective non-metal chloride. So these are the examples of a non-metals with a chlorine. Next, the reaction of non-metal with hydrogen. So non-metals reactive with an hydrogens to form a covalent hydride. So non-metal plus hydrogens gives covalent hydride. So the sulfur combines with an hydrogens to form a covalent hydride is called as an hydrogen sulfide. So H2 plus S gives H2S, that is hydrogen sulfide. Nitrogens combines with an hydrogen in the presence of ion catalyst to form an covalent hydride ammonium. So here what is catalyst? The catalyst is not, it is a substance that will not take part in the chemical reactions, but it will speed up the reaction. So here the ion will act as a catalyst. So ion is not taken part in this reaction, just it will be speed up the reaction. So N2 plus 3H2 gives NS3, that is ammonia. So non-metals do not react with the water or stream to evolve the hydrogen gas. So this non-metals, they will not react with the water to evolve a hydrogen gas. So the non-metals do not react with a dilute acid also. So the non-metals will not react with a dilute acid. So listen students, so in your book page number 40 and page number 46, so there is some blue questions. So you have to write these blue questions in your notebook. Hope you all are understood this one. Thank you. We will meet in the next part of this session.